So is it interchangeable?
Not yet.
You want to come along?
I think you've got enough guitar players. Is there like 4 guitar players?
We're trying to take it past Skinnerd and all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Blue Oyster Cult.
18 guitars, half a bass.
Didn't they?
Blue Oyster Cult did 5 guitars.
They did, right?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. That's going to be tough to beat.
Big Bottom was all bass. Remember? That was like 4 or 5 bass players. Right?
And a cowbell.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you think they made any money, Blue Oyster Cult, going on the road with 5 guitarists? Did they really have 5?
They did one song at the end of the set. Remember, they'd all get up and play guitar. I can't remember the name of the tune.
Oh.
It'd be a trivia question for somebody out there.
Some nerd are calling
these two guys, Johnny Depp,
yeah,
and Bruce Whitkin,
they're old mates, aren't they?
They go way back.
Yeah, we started playing together. I joined his band when I was 17.
Yeah.
In Canada?
In
what?
It would have been great if we were Canadian.
Yes.
I still pine over that fact that I'm not, but...
you just went there to do 21 Jump Street.
Drunk Street, yes. 17 Drunk Avenue.
Yeah.
I can drove.
Yes.
I was up there working, but that was later. Yeah, Bruce and I were playing together. Yeah,
Florida.
17, 18 in Florida. Most violent place on earth.
Gainesville.
We played there too.
Yeah.
We opened for Iggy in Gainesville twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, when you were 17?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We did 2 shows with him, and then, obviously we all had great admiration for him, and I wanted to meet him and stuff, and I didn't want to meet him under the sort of circumstances of like, I am a great fan of your record.
Yeah.
So I got horrifically kind of sideways and drank a lot, and then I just started screaming obscenities at him after the show. He was walking around for some reason with a beagle on a leash.
It was the bass player's dog, yeah.
Yeah, it was the weirdest part of
Beagle on a leash.
It was the weirdest part of the night. It was the weirdest visual.
The bass player was making out with the dog the whole time.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then I just screamed these obscenities at Iggy, and he came I got his attention, and he came over to me. He was about 1/8 of an inch from my face, and he just went, "You little turd." And then he walked away, and I was satisfied,
That's awesome.
Turd. You little turd.
That's crazy.
I think we have the name for the new record, though. Beagle on a Leash.
Beagle on a leash.
Or you little turd.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Beagle's little turd on a leash.
You felt satisfied after being called a little turd by Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did.
Who wouldn't?
I did.
Who wouldn't?
This is prior to anyone knowing who you was, right?
Oh, this was, way before any...
You were just a little turd, basically.
I was basically a little turd who had a guitar.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I thought it'd be a good idea to sort of, because the story's been out there a little bit, but these two, Bruce and Johnny, came from Florida. What year? To Hollywood.
We moved out here at 84. 84 it was.
And what kind of car was that you drove in?
It was like an Impala or something. Some 74 Impala with a U-Haul in the back. We sold everything we had to come out to L.A. to try and get it going, and I had this really sick feeling when we got here because the #1 record in the world was Quiet Riot at the time.
Right.
And I had a sick feeling that we were about a year too late.
What was you guys like then?
We were just a power pop band,
Yeah.
really, a 4-piece. We played in... we got to open up a lot of shows in Florida because I think it was in Miami, Hollandale. I think we kind of set ourselves apart because we didn't, a lot of cover bands there, but we would do an originals and then we would do covers but not stuff on the radio. We would just do obscure stuff.
Yeah.
So when the scene sort of changed down there, we were getting a lot of opening slots for the Pretenders, Iggy, I think we opened up for, obviously.
Ramones.
We were getting a lot of great shows there, but Miami was like a pit, man. No industry would come down there. They thought it was old folks and disco and Latin music.
Yeah.
So we came out here in '84, and it was kind of culture shock to us because we were making money in Florida, but
We came out here and sold ink pens over the telephone.
Exactly.
Oh, what they call that? Telemarketing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did that for a minute.
What's that other stuff that everyone still does? Toner.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one, right?
What's that?
But
What is it?
it's the toner for ink, like for
Cartridges.
for printers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Is that a hustle or is that real?
No, I think it's real. I knew a bunch of guys that did it. Yeah.
You don't still do that, do you?
No, I didn't do it. I just knew guys that did.
Now, you from Gainesville?
No, we were basically in South Florida, Hollywood, Hollandale.
That's where you grew up?
Well, I was born in New York, but we met in basically Hollywood, Florida. We were playing. I had a band there. I was playing all the time, and he wanted to join our band, and eventually he did. It's a long story, but he was our lighting man for 1 week. He ran lights for us.
What was the name of your band?
We were called The Kids.
The Kids.
Very
You were the
original.
lighting man, John.
Yes.
For a week, so I could learn the songs until the other guitar player came up to me in the dressing room and said, "Are you going to be ready?" I said, yeah.
We thought we
right.
were real sly.
It's-
Yeah. We
The
thought we were-
roadie goes into the band. You know, I've heard those stories.
That happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. All of a sudden, the roadie's the guitar player. So you were a roadie initially.
Do you think some roadies are waiting for that chance?
Yeah.
You know
Get
what
back
I
I
mean?
think some roadies are probably trying to make that chance happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, arsenic or something. you know?
Breaking,
Slow.
dropping something on the guitarist's fingers.
Yeah.
Right.
Oops, he fell.
Oh,
Better
never
go.
mind, but I could fill in.
Waiting in the wings. Yep.
So that's bizarre. The Kids.
Yeah, and Johnny and I stayed close ever since. We're still good friends with the other two guys in the band. I mean, we did
One of the other guys played that Marilyn Manson gig we did for
Joe.
Stella McCartney, right?
Joe
He's
was
from your
there.
band.
Yeah.
So you're all together then? Why don't you guys do some gigs as well as the...
We've talked about it. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, what would we call ourselves now?
The old.
older kids?
Older kids.
Yeah.
You guys could open. You
curmudgeons.
guys could open for the vampires,
There you
double
go.
dip a little bit. and-
Older kids on the block.
There you go.
Old kids on the
We
block.
got it.
Wow. Can we do anything with menudo?
Yes.
No, actual like stomach, like tripe for a video or something.
Oh man! So you guys going to do some gigs?
We're going on the road. We're starting in Pennsylvania on Thursday or Friday, right? Friday night.
Is
Friday
this
night.
with Joe and Alice Cooper?
Joe
Yeah,
Perry and
Tommy.
Alice Cooper are in the group.
Tommy.
And this bunch.
Yes.
This bunch, yes.
The Hollywood Vampires. They're not here because they're Hollywood Vampires officially.
They're in bed right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Alice is actually somewhere in Europe.
Touring,
And then
yeah.
Joe, I don't know where Joe is, but we're here. And Robert DeLeo on bass.
So you've been rehearsing then?
We played Europe. We just got back.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did 6 shows. We played in, we did Rock in Rio in Lisbon, Portugal.
How was that?
Amazing.
Great. It was great.
It's kind of like, so Johnny, you know, I go, hey, we're gonna be opening the show with like 65,000 people. What do you think about that? He's like, oh, it's not as big as that last gig we did, 100,000 people. He's like, our first gig with the Vampires, we played Rock in Rio, Brazil,
Last year, yeah.
It was, yeah.
and it was 100,000 people. We're like, oh, nice warm up gig, you know?
In Rio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where we did our sound check the day before, and I was fine. I mean, I certainly had a pretty good view of how large
Yeah.
the area was where the crowd would be, so I had some sneaking suspicion it would get ugly at some point. And the stage was
Massive,
huge,
right?
man. And then, but when I heard Joe and Alice talking, like just off the side, saying, "This might be the biggest stage I've ever played on,"
Yeah.
that sort of sent me spinning.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Why are you on stage with these people? You're Ed Wood. you're Edward Scissorhands. Just walk off now. Just leave now. I'm over that now.
Yeah, good.
You'll always be Johnny to me.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
And then
that's right.
Then I'll never change my name.
Yeah, I remember when you came back, you looked at me, you stood in front of the riser and you went, right, and I went, yeah, man, another day at the office. You know, it's like, so we've been playing these amazing shows. You know, we went over and did Lisbon, Portugal, And that was like 65,000 people, and they were just into it. And we headlined the gig, and then we went up to Germany and Stockholm, and we played this crazy place in Denmark called the Prison.
Horsens
Prison. It was an old prison, and they had made it into a gig. And it was...
Was it weird?
It was
Filthy.
perfect for the Hollywood vampires.
Yeah,
Filthy?
Filthy.
Yeah, filthy.
the dressing rooms were still, cells,
Yeah.
jail cells.
Yeah.
And then we ended up down in Bucharest, Romania.
Sounds depressing, yeah.
Have you ever been to
that was
Bucharest?
great.
You ever been there?
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Bucharest, Pennsylvania.
And we went there, and then we,
Amish country.
yeah, we're down there. We're like, okay, what are we going to do in Bucharest, Romania? We had 2-3 days off
Oh,
there. We're
no.
like,
Way too long.
wait,
4
some
days off.
manager must have booked this. It's a good deal on rooms or something. So we're in Bucharest. So we all tool up to Transylvania. We go to visit Dracula's castle.
Yeah.
So it really is a castle there?
Yeah.
It's a real one.
And
Yeah.
Not fictional?
look, Johnny Depp always gets sort of like, hey, it's Johnny Depp and everything. But I looked over at Alice Cooper and I went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm at Dracula's castle with Alice Cooper. And then his buddy Tim Burton shows
Tim
up.
was there. Yeah.
Tim Burton. I'm like, wait, this is really weird now. This is getting weirder by the minute. We're at
It was
Dracula's.
pretty strange to be at Dracula's castle with Tim.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So cool.
That's his dream. Like.
Absolutely, right?
I think he's still there.
Is Dracula still in there?
We couldn't find him. It was daytime.
There's a guy that does the bit. He dresses up
Yeah.
like
I got a picture of him.
Vlad the Impaler.
I still got a picture of
Like
him.
Hollywood Boulevard, but there,
Exactly.
outside the
Yeah.
castle.
I said to Alice, I said, he's got like Groucho's eyebrows. He's got the Groucho mustache. And Alice goes, it's Frank Zappa.
Yeah. Hey, can you imagine this guy's getting like, whatever, 15 Romanian bucks an hour or whatever to come out there, and he tools out to do his bit, and there's Johnny and Tim Burton standing in front of him. He's like, okay, now's my chance. I'm Vlad the Impaler, It's like,
But like a stand-up Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Jokes.
yeah, bad jokes too.
Let's play some music, yeah? Got the Hollywood Vampires in the studio. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS. We're going to play The Faces, a track called Too Bad. You are listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS. That was Rose Tattoo. That track was called Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll. And before that was the Hollywood Vampires, a track called As Bad As I Am. And then we started off with The Faces, Too Bad. That was the name of the track.
Yeah.
Hollywood Vampires are in the studio right now. Hi, boys.
Hi.
Hello, Jonesy.
Hello.
Hello.
So when I in a band, was that a band, P?
Yeah.
Remember?
With Gibby Haynes and Flea was in it occasionally.
It was a record, though. I remember playing on a record.
Exactly. You played on. You played a few tracks on the
Yeah.
Dancing Queen. You played the sitar.
I did?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, memory.
Yeah. Sitar. Yeah, you played sitar on Dancing
Yeah.
Queen.
Sitar Hero.
It was great. Watching Jonesy sit on the couch playing Dancing Queen, like a slow, sad version of dancing, like
ABBA.
almost
You mean the
tragic.
ABBA tune?
Yeah, but we did it like real. We
Wow.
wanted to try to make it as sad as we could.
I got to break that
Yeah,
out.
we did.
Can you guys find that track?
I think I've got a...
Pretty rare.
Somewhere, I think I've got a 45. Is it?
Really?
I've got. Was there a 45 of any of it
Yeah. We did a vinyl, a yellow vinyl.
with someone who painted on it,
Yeah,
right?
Gibby painted all these
Yeah,
weird.
I think I've got that somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, those are what year would that have been, Johnny?
Oh man,
93,
3, 4, 5,
yeah,
somewhere
exactly.
in there. And then not long after that, the Neurotic Outsiders was
Yeah.
created at the Viper Room too, because that's where we did the gig, wasn't it? P?
Exactly.
Well, those,
Lads.
when I came in a while back, we talked about that, how much fun we had at Johnny's Club in those days, and how great that was,
It was a
hanging
good time.
around there. And I remember seeing Gibby there perform a couple times.
Yeah.
But we'd go and we'd play every Monday night.
Well, we started off with your mate who had cancer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how it all started. We put a band together for
and
to
do you remember
raise some money for it.
Doug Feiger was on the gig that night?
Yeah.
Brian Setzer came and played, and then we decided, oh, this was fun. Let's start a band. Okay, I'll see you next Monday. And then we're a band, right?
Yeah, and then it went on and on.
By default.
Residency every Monday turned into a thing.
It's great.
Iggy got up. Colt got up. Ian Ashbury and Billy Duffy. Idol got up a few times. And then
we got
Guy O'Siri used to come and hang out there when he was at Maverick, and he was becoming a big shot because he signed Alanis Morissette, and then he gave us a record deal.
That's right.
The Neurotic Outsiders.
And in a lot of ways, I mean, I'd like to say that the Vampires has been very organic like that, because Johnny, right? You could tell the story about how it came together with Alice, and then when I found out about the band, I heard that Johnny and Joe Perry and Alice had this band. I called Shep Gordon, who's this crazy old manager who manages Alice Cooper.
Great documentary. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Yes.
the Supermensch.
The Mensch, yeah.
And I actually called him and said, "Who's your drummer?" And he said, "We don't have one." And I said, "I'm available." And that's kind of how it came down. And then Robert's name came up when we were looking for a bass player. And basically, I mentioned it, Joe mentioned it, Joe Perry, and then Robert already kind of knew he was in the band before we even told him.
Joe texted me and said, Johnny and Alice and I voted you in. So it's kind of how it went down. And
Yeah.
thanks, dudes.
It was a good move.
Even though I came up with the whole idea myself, but that's okay. I'll give him credit. No, I mean, it's funny because I think I mentioned it to we and Joe were talking about it, and I thought, who could we get on bass? And Robert's great, and he just jumped right in, and we took off. We went and did Europe, and then we're going to do. We got 18 dates in 25 days coming up. I even looked at him and went, "Whoa!" But Alice Cooper is like that guy is
He's a pro, right?
He's a pro.
Yeah.
Does he sing the bulk of it?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yeah.
Did you sing any, John?
Just like
Backings.
background vocals.
So no one else takes a solo other than Alice. He's the main singer.
Yeah, Joe sings one, and then
Matt sings. He sings Ace
I
of Spades.
somehow
Bruce,
got,
you sing too.
I somehow got roped into singing Ace of Spades. I don't know how it happened, but
That must be a lot of work.
Johnny wanted to play it. Johnny wanted to play it. Well, we did it on the Grammys.
Yeah.
And we thought, let's pay homage to Lemmy in our
Right.
set, because the backstory of the Vampires.
That was
is,
right after he
Right.
died, not long
Right.
after that, right?
Yeah.
Our show really is a celebration of rock and roll, and it's really about paying homage to all these great rockers that we've known that have passed, right? So the show, The Vampires, is Alice's original drinking club that happened in the 70s.
In the Rainbow, wasn't it?
Right. So that's kind of how the basis of the band was created, around this original drinking club. And then the covers on the album pays homage to the guys that have passed. Keith Moon was in the club. John Lennon, when he came out for the last...
Harry Nilsson.
Harry Nilsson.
Yeah, Mickey Dolenz was a vampire too.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
That's another living...
Morrison.
Jim Morrison. All these guys, right? So then, when we lost Bowie this year, we added a couple Bowie tunes. So we're doing a couple Bowie songs, and we added the Ace of Spades tune. And then, I had a direct link with the band, with Motorhead. I played with them for a while, so I thought, okay, I hopefully won't get killed singing this song, being it's Motorhead, but it's really fun to
He was
do
extremely nervous in Germany.
it. I was.
I had to talk
Because
him off.
he was massive there, wasn't he, Lennon?
Massive in Germany, and I was really scared I was going to get killed by some large Fräuleins or something. but
You were
I said to
hoping.
Johnny, I said, "Man, we're in Germany. This is Motorhead land." But anyway, so the vibe of the band is we're going out, we're celebrating this great rock and roll, and we got 18 shows, and we want people to come. So go on HollywoodVampires.com and come see us. It's going to be fun.
All right.
I had to do that. I'm sorry.
I like
It
that.
was in his contract.
It's all right, man. You're doing great.
Or go to Jonesy's Jukebox Instagram for some good comedy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So when's the next gig? The actual next gig?
July 1st.
It's Friday.
Friday, this Friday.
And where is it again? I'm sorry.
Pennsylvania.
Bethlehem,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Bethlehem?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you go on HollywoodVampires.com/tour.
Yeah. It's all there.
Yeah.
That's
Huh?
too much for
Yeah.
me. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we want to fill the places up, and it's going to be fun. We're going to be going all the way across the country when we end up in California. So
these are separate shows. They're not festivals.
Some festivals.
Some festivals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like doing festivals? Not my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all good. It's all getting on stage and playing, especially with these guys, is so fun, man. It's great time.
How long was your
Great time.
set? I didn't make it to the Roxy. How long was it? Hour and a half?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Any longer than that.
Looking forward to the Coney
Yeah,
Island amphitheater show. Never been to Coney Island.
Yeah,
Being from New Jersey. I never
we
been
knew
there.
there was a gig there.
I
Yeah.
have no idea where we're playing at all.
What do you think of like Bruce Springsteen when he plays for like 5 hours?
Without a break.
It's insane.
It is.
It's
must-
insane that he actually does it and he's got the energy every night.
Yeah.
And it's insane that people actually stay there. I'm
Yeah.
done after an hour, 15. I'm
Right.
done. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
It's bizarre to me that people just can't get enough. You know what I mean?
There must be waterfalls of sweat.
Just I don't get it. I don't get it. But I admire people who do it, who watch it, and people who play it for that long.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand though.
He's got a lot of songs.
He does have a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hits, right?
He does.
You met the boss before, John?
I have.
He a nice guy?
He was very sweet. He was very, very nice. And I met him, actually, he introduced me to his mom. He was like, hey, come here, you gotta meet my mom, you know. And he introduced me to his mother, because on Mother's Day one year, he took her to see one of my films, this Don Juan DeMarco or something, the thing with Brando. And I don't, she was just very sweet, you know.
She was a
It
fan.
was cute. I think she's a fan of Brando. I don't think she cared about me at all.
Did you see that documentary, Brando's one?
Oh man, yeah,
I like that.
it's beautiful. It's
Done well with all them tapes that he
Yep.
recorded of himself. It's
Yep.
bizarre.
and then
Right.
I remember him telling me about that 3D, the motion capture, the 3D thing that he was doing, and and then saying to me, I won't ever have to go to work again. I'll just send in this chip. He could stay home, And then when I saw the image
Yeah.
and the voice connected to it, it was the closest I'd been to him since his passing, and it was really weird, but beautifully done. that
Yeah.
film.
Do you
Beautiful.
think he was like one of the best actors?
I think he revolutionized.
He changes the way.
acting.
Yeah.
Marlon was essentially the wave of punk rock in
Yeah.
1950 or something.
It was good the way. I like the fact that he wouldn't take anything from anyone, and that was what I really enjoyed about him. I don't think he was doing it to be difficult. I think he was doing it because he really felt, I'm not going to be treated like all the other mugs who show up in the.
Yeah, and he had. I mean, his the way his brain worked. He was incredibly, obviously, but inventive, and these weird, beautiful, absurdist ideas would sort of just be sliced off of his brain, and he had to try. He just wanted to try stuff. So, which directors don't like, because they want it to
Yeah.
be exactly as it is in
Yeah.
the script. And Marlon just wouldn't do it. I mean, if you go back and watch Mutiny on the Bounty from
Yeah.
'62,
He didn't like doing that. He was saying in the documentary, he hated the director. on
yeah,
it.
yeah. But he plays these scenes that you can't imagine anyone getting away with today.
Right.
Like a sleeping cat, and he's just like, real
Yeah.
foppish.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Everyone's too terrified these days. But but you only get Marlon Brando's every now and again.
There's only one
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He
He was
special.
great, and he weren't bad looking either.
No.
Even when he was old, I thought he looked great in Apocalypse Now when he's got the shaved head.
Oh, he was beautiful. Man.
Yeah,
And he just, his whole, demeanor, the way that he was, the way that he observed people. He would. People were just nervous if they saw him. They just got immediately nervous. And if he said anything, so you'd look at some chick and go, "Come here."
That's what was great in the documentary. You see him, like just coming on to whoever he felt like, and these birds would just be like looking at him
all over it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Should we play some music? What's happening?
Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Oh, yeah.
We're here with Hollywood Vampires. We're going to play a bit of Thin Lizzy, Black Rose. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on Cal OS. Before that was Bebop Deluxe, a track called Axe Victim. We started off with Thin Lizzy, Black Rose. Beautiful. My guests are the Hollywood Vampires. Do you want to say the names again? Because I'm going to mess them up if I say it. I mean, I can attempt to.
Bruce Whitkin.
Hi.
Robert DeLeo.
C.
I'm Matt Sorum.
Yes.
I'm Johnny.
And Johnny.
I'm Johnny.
And
I find it difficult to say that.
And we're missing a couple other members. Joe Perry. Alice Cooper. And then Tommy Hendrickson, who's going to join us. We start touring on Friday in Pennsylvania.
Do you really have sax people, or was you messing about?
We were thinking about getting a horn section.
But no one wanted to play with
us. Because,
Did you try it before?
No, but our set is dedicated to mostly people that are gone now. We're celebrating, our fallen comrades in rock and roll, and we thought, well, maybe we should do an Earth, Wind, and Fire song. But then we kind of nixed that.
That's expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
ask Brian Setzer, he'll tell you.
I have a Maurice White outfit. But I have so much respect for him that I dare not put it on. I mean, in my home I can.
Yeah.
Jonesy,
come over sometime.
Jonesy's got a Maurice White outfit too. Have you seen? I was just showing Johnny your Instagram, Jonesy.
Yeah,
that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're making a lot of outfits and clobber, right?
I love it. I love putting gear on. That's why your gig is so great. All them different outfits. It's fun.
You get to hide.
It's great. It's great. I love getting new outfits, new wigs. I get excited when I get a new wig and to try it out. But you know what's funny?
Only I can relate to that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love.
I mean, mine's so small time. I get the wig. I put it on. I'm on Instagram. It's done in like a minute, and it's all by myself. It's not like a big production where But I love it.
Beautiful.
I love putting clobber on. But the best part about it is now I forgot what I was going to say.
We were talking about
Instagram,
and your.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'll go through all that effort to put on like some Second World War outfit and makeup and everything, lighting. Because I got all the lights and everything, the backdrop.
Do you have lighting people, or do you do all that yourself?
That's why I like doing it myself. I want to do it myself because I know how to do it how I want it. When you got, peons in there, they always mess it up.
Right, yeah. that's all.
Wipers.
That's all your own production.
Johnny's like, I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about. Johnny, remember we were talking about Black Mass when you did the makeup for that. How long did that take when you did the look?
To put the prosthetics on.
Yeah.
It was about 3 hours.
Oh.
About 3 hours every morning. Yeah.
Do you take 3 hours putting your gear on?
No way, no. No, I'm makeup and mask maybe half an hour. Mm-hmm. But it's nothing insanely like that.
Like Scissorhands, when you did Scissorhands, that took what?
3 hours.
Yeah.
No, maybe 4 actually, because there was a lot of. They had to turn my hair into a tree.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was in leather from my neck down, and then.
Are you in competition with? Are you in competition with him for?
No, I admire his characters. I admire his characters far more than mine.
But when you're doing all them characters, you're thinking of the end result, even though it's like a pain in the ass to put all that stuff on. You're that kind of actor where you want it. Then it's going to be you know, it's done and it's history. It's like part of your thing, and it's
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're playing a real life, you know, a guy who actually existed or exists, you know, that the responsibilities, you know, get a little heavier. Like when I was playing James Bulger there for Black Mass, you know, there was no way I could do it unless I knew I could look like the guy, really feel like the guy.
yeah.
So, but yeah, it's the fun for me is the process of doing it, creating, you know, being in the trenches. The drag is all the hoopla that happens after, like when a film opens.
Is that your least favorite part?
That's the part I hate. Yeah,
Doing press and
yeah, because I don't watch the movies, so for me, all I have is the experience. So when you show up at one of those things that you gotta, you know, sort of, you know, pedal your ass, you know, for a film. You know, I don't know what.
Really, you haven't seen any.
I've seen only a couple that I've had to see, like for just to check for, you know, the cut or whatever, to make sure that the cut was cool. But only twice in
Wow.
I don't know how many films. Yeah.
Wow. What
stand
about 21 Jump Street? Did you used to watch them?
I watched 2 episodes early on and realized that was a bad move.
Is it because you just don't like looking at yourself?
Pretty much.
It's not your acting. Because obviously...
You can second guess. I mean, then you start to second guess yourself
Right.
as far as the choices you made as an actor, but mainly I just don't want to watch myself. I don't want to feel self-conscious. I don't want to think about that stuff. You know?
You know what, Johnny? You've made some great movies, man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
You've made some great music.
It's interesting. A lot of actors are like that. They don't want to see themselves. Who was the big English bloke? He used to throw up before he did a play. Laurence Olivier.
Did he really?
And who's a fantastic actor. When you watch these people, if you're just Joe Bloggs watching a movie, I mean, he's amazing. But he was, again, terrified, didn't feel worthy of it. You know, I guess that's part of the true actor gig, is there's that kind of dark place. You know, you think like, you don't think you're worth it.
No,
But
you
you're
don't.
but you do the best. You're the best. They're the best kind to me.
I think that what happens is like people start to buy their own press. That
Right.
becomes a problem, you know, when they start to buy that, you know, oh yeah, they love this movie, they love this, oh, they're seeing my people buy their own press is the worst thing you could do. I think I think the idea of being satisfied or content with what you've done, the work you've done, is a mistake, because there's always something else you could do. There's always more you could do. There's always a different avenue, you know. So
Do you still like acting?
I like the process of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just the sort of product part I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a product in that way.
So doing Hollywood Vampires, obviously, it must throw a spanner in the works when you go to gigs, because there's people coming who couldn't care less about rock and roll, but they're coming because you're the big star on the silver screen. Does that bother you? You just get on with it.
Well, it's, there's that one, the one thing that I've always thought, and I mean, all you guys will understand, is just the idea of being the novelty. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yes, the reverse is if I do some acting, people don't take you seriously.
Like you, they would. They would take you
Well,
seriously.
I've done a few things, but there's still, from agents and all that, they're like, oh, he's just, he's the rock and roller.
Right.
It's the same thing, right? Reverse.
But it's interesting because the kids that show up at the gigs have been like so responsive to the material. I mean, you're playing some old, a song by Love, 7 and 7 is, to like 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and seeing their faces kind of get hit with this force of, and watching out, I mean, so it's not, maybe initially there's that kind of thing, but it really spreads out when, you know, Joe Perry kicks into some, you know, really unusual solo, or Alice, you know, goes out there and screams. So for me, it's like I remember when I was being in a band with Bruce all those years. Then to make dough, I got like a couple of movies or whatever, and
well, that's what a lot of people don't know. That you actually started out being a musician first.
Yeah. Since I was little, you know, since I was like 12, I played and played in bands. I started playing clubs when I was like 13, you know, in Miami.
How did you stumble on the acting thing then? After you two came out here,
just accident. I needed to pay rent. And somebody said, "Well, why don't you go meet an agent?" My agent, you know, it was Nick Cage, and he said, "Go meet my agent." And she sent me to audition for something, and I got it. Like, so, seemed like a good way to pay the rent for a minute. But then the band broke up, and I was sort of stuck on my own. But that's the interesting thing is, like, when you're in a band, there's this great safety net.
Because you're not by yourself. There's a few of you. Yeah.
But suddenly, when it's you and everyone's just staring at you, you feel like a real.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I always
feel like a beep.
I always say that when people ask me about Johnny. You know, what's he like? Can he play? You know, I tell him the backstory.
Yeah.
And originally, when he came, and him and Bruce and the band, and you know, his first love, and then you know, the passion that he puts into the music, and I always describe Johnny as a true artist. He's sitting next to me, so he's touching my knee right now, but that's okay. No, no, but I mean, he's a true artist, and I'm not just saying that because he's sitting here. I mean, I feel that from him, and when I go to his house and I look up on the wall and I see like this beautiful painting, and I go, "Who did that?" He goes, "Well, I painted that." He's like that guy. He's just, you know, he's got that artist sensibility about him that it's deep. And I feel it when he wrote the song "Bad as I Am," and he played the song. We had the original demo, right?
Right. Yeah.
And initially, that song, the lyrics, the music, and everything, Bruce and Tommy and Johnny wrote it. And I said, "Who wrote the lyrics?" And Johnny's like, "I wrote the lyrics," and they were really cool. And then initially we were going to record that song. I remember I called Lemmy. We were going to have have Lemmy come up and sing it because Alice was out on the road and we weren't sure if we wanted to do a different version of the song. And then Iggy's name came up, so we called Iggy. He ended up coming up and singing on something else. So when we got asked to do the Grammys, initially, you know, we were going to go on there and play "Bad as I Am," and then Lemmy passed.
So.
And it was almost like there was some sort of symbiotic thing happening where we were like, well, this is a tribute to Lemmy. Right. And then we ended the set with Ace of Spades, a little piece of Ace of Spades. But the backstory of that song is kind of cool, that he was involved in it. We're possibly going to sing on it. And it seems apropos to lyrically in a immense sense to pay homage to him.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got to go and visit the Duke. We're here with Hollywood Vampires. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox. We'll be right back. Thanks. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS. That was David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. Before that was Mick Ronson, Angel Number 9, Iggy Pop on board, Bebop Deluxe, Axe Victim, and Thin Lizzy, Black Rose. My guests are the Hollywood Vampires who are going to leave the building and go on the road soon. You got any plugs there, Mr. Sorum?
Yes. It's www.hollywoodvampires.com/tour. See where we're playing. Come out and see Bruce.
Hi.
Robert DeLeo, me, Matt Sorum, Johnny Depp on guitar, Joe Perry on guitar, Alice Cooper on vocals, and Tommy Hendrickson. And we're going to rock across the United States. We start in Pennsylvania July 1st. And we come all the way across. We got gigs in California up north. Go online, check it out. Come see us. How's that, Jonesy?
That was a good
well done.
That's pretty good.
We might throw in a something in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
on the tour.
We're working on a gig for our Los Angeles friends because you know but you're all the way across the country with this show now, right, Jonesy?
No,
online though.
Well, you can hear it online anywhere. Yeah. KLOS website.
I've heard that you have 3.5 million listeners. That's why we're here. We love you, but we really love your listeners.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Oh, thanks for
Pleasure.
having us.
Real
man.
pleasure. And good luck.
Thanks, man.
Give us a bell if you do play here again.
Yeah,
And I'll
yeah.
definitely come down and have a butcher's, hang out backstage.
If you
Come
get
and
up on
play.
stage, remember we will have as many guitars as
we got
Oyster Cult.
we got a top 5, right? We got a top Blue Oyster Cult. We got to get six
guitars,
guitar
yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Ready.
We know some other guys too.
I'm in.
See you there.
Rick, I'm gonna borrow that Rick Nielsen 5-neck thing,
Yes.
Yeah.
so we could add, you know, from
10
this
guitars.
size person all the way down to where the neck is just
Yeah.
off the floor.
Get a couple of midgets on the floor. Going like this.
He didn't want to say that.
Is that
Jones,
not? Did
no.
I
No, I
say
think
something wrong?
Yes.
Small people.
Vertically
That's right,
challenged.
that's what they like.
All right then. Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us, man.
We're gonna knock it on the head, and I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday. Is Benmont coming in tomorrow?
Ben Montans tomorrow, yeah.
Wow,
Right
Ben,
on.
tell him we said hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See you later. Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.